So, hello everybody. Now, I'm not sure the stream is running just yet. To be honest, I think it's running. Okay. I've just had so many problems the last few minutes. I'm gonna talk about it in a second, but just trying to make sure that everything is working. Now, this needs to be here, and I need to go in here and recheck this chat box. Because right here and now, I'm not sure if any of this is working. So I'm just gonna wait a few seconds. Because I am starting 3 minutes early, but I think I'm getting a confirmation. Okay, most of it is working right now. The only thing that isn't working, as I can see, is my chat box. Now, the reason we're starting a little bit early is because I want to just see if I can fix these problems. Because this chat box over here, it's not working. Even though it doesn't really matter that much, I just like it. Yeah, hello to everybody. I am just oh, we have some action. Perfect. So I think everything is working. It's been the most hectic last 30 minutes. Hello everybody. I'm not prepped at all for this episode right now. Normally when I do these live streams, I go in 30 minutes before. I just check everything is working, and then I just sit there and wait for 10 minutes and getting prepped for getting all my setups correct, making a story on Instagram. This time, I went in, checked if my editing program or my OBS streaming program was working with all the different things below here, over here, and up there. None of it was working. And that is because I've recently got a new computer and I've moved all my files from one part of the computer to another part of the computer, meaning that my program, which had to take everything from all over the place, didn't know where anything was. My microphone didn't work, the music didn't work, this over here didn't work, that up there didn't work, and nothing worked. So I just sat down and normally, like I said, I am preparing for this 30 minutes before, and I'm usually ready 15 minutes before, but today I've started 3 minutes early because, well, I was just gonna test it. But yeah. And now my phone is saying I should go live. I have gone live, so yeah. So we have quite a few people on the chat. We have my brother and Bronze Holleufer helper member. Yeah. Hello to my brother. Hello to Ants on a Rock. Hello to George. Hello to Stans, and hello to Ants and Fun. Hello to Nature with Ants. And hello to California Antkeeper. And yes, you did finally make it. And yes, Nature with Ants, you did finally make it a time for a live stream. So yeah, hello everybody. To be honest, I'm always, before these streams, I'm heading over to Instagram asking what do people want to hear in this stream. Do they want to hear something special? Do they want to hear a specific topic? And today on my Instagram I got one topic that I should talk about, and it was basically just what my favorite species of ant would be, or my dream species. But we're gonna take that a little bit later because, well, we have 9 people listening or watching right now. So yeah, we also have our family member also entering the bronze stage, medical car case number 9, and also Nerd and Insect Boy has also joined the stream. So hello to everybody. And the reason medical car case 9 is saying hello again is because, well, due to him being a family member, I try to talk with him or stream with him in the weekends every Sunday or Saturday. And I must say, what time is it for you? You know, I can check what time it is for you. It must be in the middle of the night. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. Bro, 2 a.m. Why are you not sleeping? He's from Australia, so why are you not sleeping, medical car case? And hello to everybody. Hello to you, Ant on a Rock. You finally changed your name, or you're not finally changed your name, but yeah. And also hello to Jude Just Elish. Now this is a little bit weird. Okay, so apparently the comments I'm reading are behind the comments over here. That's a little bit weird, but yeah. We have Naturist Ant saying, and everything you make is interesting to me. I look up a species your channel pops up and help me a lot. Your videos, your videos, and on Instagram. Yeah, no problem. That is what I've tried to do for quite some time. Just get kind of the general native species of Europe in my care to try to see what works and what doesn't work. And I feel like today I have quite a lot of native species. So I'm really looking forward to hibernation, because then I don't have to feed them all, because, well, feeding this many colonies is starting to take a lot of time. And I mean, it's not like I like feeding the ants. I think it's really fun seeing how they all react, especially my exotic Nicobarensis and my Novomessa cogaroli. They're insane for food, and it's so fun to see. And yeah, I'm really, I think it's great to see how they react, but I just hate when I have my little... 2 seconds, I can find one. I have one, I think. Well, maybe I don't have one. Okay, well, I have this feeding dish from HighTechAnts, and as you can see, it's quite small. Now, the WaKooshi feeding dish is much smaller because it goes into a test tube, and whenever I take it out of the test tube, I have to clean it. And this right here, this is quite big because you can very easily clean it out. Now, the small one from WaKooshi works perfectly for a test tube, because then you don't have to make this little tinfoil dish. You can use the 3D printed one, but it's really small. And sitting and cleaning 8 of them takes, well, it takes like, it doesn't take long at all. It takes 10 minutes and max, but it's just all of these steps to, well, cleaning all the ants. And then you have to go in and cut all the mealworms. And then the fun part is feeding them. But between the cleaning and the more cleaning, and then, yeah, it's the whole thing. And I can't wait for hibernation, because it will be nice to have a little bit of a rest with, well, most of my colonies. I have something pointy in my foot. That is not too nice. But yeah, medical car case is laying in bed now, so good night to you, sir. Won't be long before you have to... well, I guess you don't have to work tomorrow since you're up this late, at least I hope not. Nathan is back saying, haha, yes, and keep us time to rest for a few months. Yeah. The problem is just, now my setups are beginning to become quite large. Last year I mainly had test tube setups, but this year most of my setups are beginning to be quite large with an outworld and a nest. So yeah, I'll have to figure out with my one mini fridge if that is big enough. But yeah, I'm glad your Novomessa Novomessas are doing well, doing better. They are fun. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to making an update video on them next Sunday. The reason I'm doing this live stream today is because, well, last Friday, and it was supposed to be all of last week, I was supposed to work 13 hours a day almost. I want to say luckily my dog got sick. But sadly, my dog got sick and we had to go to the vet and all kind of things. He's okay, luckily. But else I would have to work yeah, a bit over 12 hours every day, because my construction site is getting finished, and well, they just thought that we needed some extra cables, so we had to do that. But luckily tomorrow is the last day where I have to work these 12-hour shifts, so back to making YouTube videos, and therefore I have decided to stream today because I just didn't have time. But yeah, next week is a video where I show all of my colonies. I don't have any colonies over here, but yeah, all my colonies. And well, the Novomessa will get a little shout out there. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to making a dedicated video on those girls, because they are truly amazing. Hello to Ants Island. Hello, I am back after a long time. I'm doing a lecture on the 28th with friends. The link is in Instagram. Okay. Yeah, lecture. I don't know, it's really funny talking with all of you, because I have no idea how old you are. Not sure why I have gotten the idea that you were young, but lecture sounds quite adult. But yeah, medical car case says, I have one question before I go. What type of camera do you use for recording your colonies? I can get it 2 seconds. Just over grabbing the camera and the macro lens. Back again. Now this live stream, I'm also gonna do a podcast, so just be the audio part. So of course you can't really hear or see what's going on. But I have this camera right here. This is a Canon EOS 90D, and this is just the beginning lens I got with the camera house. Actually, this is a new lens, but that's Oh, actually the original lens. That's a little bit of a weird ghost story. Together with that Canon EOS 90D, I have this 100mm macro Canon macro 100mm lens. This is basically how I get all my semi-macro shots, and when I want to go all insane and crazy, I then have an extender. So then I put this here, and then I put the camera here. So it's a really big lens, and I do have to put an insane amount of light on the camera and the ants to get some good shots. So yeah, that's the camera I use for recording my colonies. George asked, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit behind on the comments. George asked, can I still find Fusca? I think it's too late, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, I think it must be too late. We're in September. I don't exactly know when Fusca fly, but I think it's around this time that it's... I don't know, if you get one hot day, you may still be able to find some. So Stand Ant is back again, together with Insect Boy going back again saying hello. And we have Ants to Go saying lol. Ooh, he's gonna show off his camera. Yeah, and I did, so yeah. And for all of those, it's quite fun hearing Ants Island saying bottle flips. It's quite a long time ago, not gonna lie. That's almost 6 months ago since we did the whole bottle flip live stream. Today I am drinking a Monster Energy drink. Not too clever as I have to go in bed for in 2 hours. But yeah, no bottle flips today because, well, this is not empty yet, so yeah. 100mm Canon macro, no Canon. Oh wow, George, you are, yeah. Insect Boy says, I wonder if Holleufer can pronounce. No, well, I talk with George, and George just said to me that I should say George instead of George name. So yeah, that's why I'm saying George. So George is the DJOLE name. So yeah, I just subscribed to all your channels. Oh, Ant on a Rock is a legend. And then we have Medical Car Case saying, thanks for that, I'm off to bed. Well, good night to you, sir. Looking forward to next stream next Sunday. So yeah, and Stance Ant says, do you guys want to hear a joke? I'm always up for a joke, Stance Ant, so fire away. It's quite fun all over on the stream how the member names says. Let's look weird. But yeah, what were I saying before? We were talking a little bit about hibernation. Ants Norway, hello to you. Hello to you, Ants Norway. I'm just gonna pick it as Ant Colony. Talking about Ants Norway, this right here is the Ants Norway Outworld together with the PJW Ants Nest. And the reason I'm a little bit scared for hibernation this year is these setups are quite large for a little mini fridge. So yeah. It's gonna be a little bit harder getting all of these ants inside the mini fridge when the setups are quite a lot larger. So yeah. Stan's Ants joke is, I knew 2 ants that ran away to get married. They anteloped. Many ants just don't like to accept help from others. They are very independent. Stan's Ants, everybody. Give it up for Stan's Ant. Let's also shout out to Stan's Ant. Go over and give him a subscribe. That humor, you just don't see it anywhere else on this platform. It's truly unique, and I've never heard such joke before. So, Stan's Ant, everybody. Give him a round of applause in the comments down below. So, there's something I really want to talk about. I know for all of those on my Discord, you've heard it. For all of those starting to follow me on Instagram, you've heard it. But I am pretty much all in on making the Ant pod at the moment. I just recorded earlier today where a medical car case was in there listening a little bit. So yeah, shout out to family members over there. So yeah, I am next Sunday at 7 AM in the morning. I'm gonna call somebody from Australia and interview them. The man I'm interviewing is Mr. Jordan Dean from the YouTube channel formerly known as Australia. So yeah, I'm gonna be interviewing the Jordan Dean, the maker of the formerly known YouTube channel as Ants Australia. And I can't wait to do this. It's insane. I've followed him for so long. It's one of the only YouTubers that my girlfriend actually, or my fiance actually, also watches whenever he does upload. Sadly doesn't upload that much, but when his videos are so good that I just have to share them with my fiance because, well, it's insane the quality, and he is insane. It's all insane seeing his videos. So yeah, really pumped to do this interview with him. Insect Boy asked, how do you think you're gonna hibernate the Mesobarbarus? Well, Mesobarbarus and Mesers in general don't need hibernation on the same principle as Lasius niger colonies or Myrmica colonies. And that is because Myrmica colonies, they have overwinter brood, so they benefit from hibernation. That's how they produce elates and stuff like that. So they actually need hibernation for helping the brood develop into the correct brood. Now Lasius nigers, they hibernate because, well, it's winter and it's a good natural rest for them. So that's why Lasius species hibernate, both because they're forced, and due to them being forced, they have gotten this system of taking this break during hibernation. But Mesobarbarus are a species that is found also in Africa, and in Africa you have the exact same Mesobarbarus species, and it's been documented that when they go into hibernation in the winter, they don't, because they don't have winter in Africa. Did I say Africa before? It is Africa. And due to them not having hibernation, they actually don't go into hibernation, and that's also how it's been documented that the specific species Mesobarbarus and Mesostructura, I also think, they don't have any benefits from going into hibernation. So the way I'm hibernating my Mesobarbarus is, normally I have a heat cable turning the nest up to around 25 degrees, maybe 30 degrees, maybe a little bit hotter, and they go closer and they go in and out to the heat cable depending on what they like. But in hibernation, I simply just turn the heating cable off, and then they know that it's time for hibernation. I don't have to do it, but I'm doing it just because the old owner of the Mesobarbarus colony did it like that, and it's clearly a very successful colony. So that is the story behind how I will hibernate the Mesobarbarus. I just turned off the heating cable earlier today, I think, to last night maybe, so they're actually in hibernation. Californian Antkeeper says, and Australia has amazing ants. Yeah, today I just recorded the Ant Pod episode 5 with Novo Ants and the YouTuber formerly known as Aussie Ants. He's not really on YouTube anymore, but he's still on social media. And I just talked with those two only about the genus Myrmecia. So it was all just Myrmecia, and that was really fun to hear a lot about the Myrmecia. Californian Antkeeper also says, don't hibernate the Novometer, just take the heat off instead. That is exactly what I plan on doing. I talked with the Ant Lady on Instagram. She has a giant Novometer cockerelli colony. I don't know if it's giant or not, but it's quite a large colony, guessing 200-300 workers or something. And she's also just saying that she will turn the heat off for 2 months or something just to give the queen a natural break. So that is what I'm imagining I will do as well. I think my ant room will be around 18 degrees in the hibernation time, just because my heating thing isn't that good. So yeah, I think that's quite a nice temperature for them. Ants on a rock is once again back waving, or is that a clapping emoji? I'm not sure if that's clapping or waving. I think it's clapping. So he's back clapping. And George says, I really like Mesobarbarus. I really like Meser. And sometimes I pretend my biggest Vegas colony is a Mesobarbarus colony. Because they have majors, so I can help myself a little bit. Also, about those 2 Vegas colonies I'm gonna send. Yeah, I'm gonna receive a Camponotus Vegas colony from George pretty soon. Although he keeps growing them and keeps getting them larger and larger without me, so he's not sending them. I don't think he'll send them, so I'm not too happy about that. I need to feed them I need to get them bigger in test tubes and feed them a bit more. Well, I can feed them, and George, don't you worry about that. Californian Antkeeper says my Novometer colony are at 2,000 workers and 1 year old. Wow, respect, man. I must say, my Novometer colony finally have decided to not die on me. For all those that don't know the story, the colony went down to 2 workers, then 1, then 0. Then I thought the queen would die, but then she just produced a new amount of eggs, and she did go over and get the food whenever I tried to feed her. And suddenly she had 1 worker, then she had 2. Then when the 3rd worker enclosed, the 2nd worker died. Only 1 week old, and I was really sad because I was getting the flashback seeing all of the workers will die again. But since then, no workers have died, and they are now up to 5 workers with 1 pupae ready to close, another pupae just entering the pupae stage, a lot of larvae, and a new pile of eggs. So it's just amazing to follow, and I think they're finally starting to get into the normal colony and out of this founding stage. So it's amazing seeing them do a little bit better, because they are truly amazing and probably my favorite species, not gonna lie. Ant UK says hello. Hello to you, Ant UK. Glad you could join. Stans Ant says, personally, I'm not a fan of the Mesa genus. I get more stressed than they do. Yeah, they are just such easy to stress the colony out. I just need to go in the room and I hear them in the nest. They just go in crazy whenever I enter the room. So yeah, they're not too. It's quite easy to stress them out. Now, while we wait for some more comments, I'm just gonna drink a little bit. And I will be laying in bed in around 2 hours and really regretting I'm drinking this, I can imagine. Ant Holleufer is also here. Hello to you, Ant Holleufer. You haven't uploaded for a while, if I think. So you need to get back on the horse and upload some more, yeah. Ant UK says, or ask, have you any tips on Lacheus flowers? Well, Lacheus flowers is quite an easy species to keep, except for them being really dumb. They are really easy to suicide. And oh, Stan's Ant became a Holleufer helper. Shout out to Stan's Ant. Just thank you, Stan's Ant. It's amazing to have you on the team. Now, look what I just got. Yeah, I'm already shouting it out to you. You do need even more attention. That is not good enough. Even the vibration, I can hear the meta boppers going crazy. So well, Stan's Ant. How I feel like you're a changed man today. I must say this joke is a lot more funny than your joke earlier. It was funny, but I like this one even more. But yeah, Lacheus flowers, they are really suicidal. I would recommend always trying to feed them sugars in form of something liquid inside a cotton ball, because if you just feed them pure honey, like I'm doing right now, you can maybe get a big die-off like I got earlier in this year. I had like 30 workers drown in honey because they go in and suck it up and they don't go out again. Then the next worker comes along, go in the honey, start sucking on it, and the next worker don't get out either. And I think it's because the longer you have the honey, the more sticky it gets. It's a bit liquid for me now. It is not like liquid, but it has this like gluey, I don't know, it's a little bit, it's the older the honey is, the more sticky it gets, I think. So I just walked in after having my honey for around 4 months or 5 months, and 30 workers drowned in the honey over one night. So yeah. So I would always recommend feeding the flowers with cotton ball or something, so they have to suck on the cotton to get the sugar. And I will definitely make this a lot more important if I have a die-off like I did earlier this year. So yeah, I'm gonna jump off this chair again, because I just jumped on a chair in excitement to say hello to Stan's Ant. So Stan's Ant, I must say, you're a changed man now. I have a totally different view on you, so it's amazing seeing you on this new and improved view. But yeah, people are dying a little bit. We only have 8 viewers, and I think maybe we'll need to take the big and only question over from Instagram. Now, this question comes from, have I deleted the picture? Don't say I deleted the picture. Oh, I deleted the picture. Good thing I can just find it again. We have Vector. Now, Vector is not Vector. It's just Vector. And that's because he has been asked a few, she asked a few questions to the different episodes on the Ant-Pod, and I said Vector, it's just Vector. She asked, what species would you like to keep in the future? And well, the 2 dream species I have is definitely leafcutters. I think most of you know that by now. Leafcutters and Mimisia. That is the 2 dream species. Now leafcutters, I am really close to getting. Currently, I could if I want to just go over to Ants Antic and buy some right here and now. The problem is, first of all, I may, I don't know how to say this, because it's been a really big back and forth between Ants Antic and Ants Davy. Rather, I should get these slower and easier to keep acromyrmex. They're a little bit slower, but again, then I don't have to operate them every day or every day, every night. Don't know the term. But the problem with Ants Davy is you don't have a way of shipping them. The other thing is I would really love to get the adder from goodbye to George, just goodbye to George, and what's up to your day boy. Was nice talking to you too, George. So have a good night, and don't forget to send those Vegas colonies. But yeah, the problem is I want to get the unboxing experience of the adder from Ants Antic. I don't know. It's all confusing. But I'm expecting leaf cutters this year. The problem is I need to set up my old DIY setup that's down here. It's not too good for leaf cutters. And when I finally get the leaf cutters, I will make a follow-up video on why I would not recommend that setup. So yeah, that's the whole thing. But yeah, leaf cutters and Mimisia. That's the 2 species I would really love to get. And it was a question from Vector over on Instagram. So yeah. Okay, back to the comments. Hey, I've added a question. It's from Stan's Ant, the Holleufer helper. Actually, I don't know if you were a helper or a family member. I think it said helper. Yeah, helper. Now, I'm pretty sure, Stan, this you can't make a question because this story is gone. So I think you've answered the question here. Okay, so I have got some questions, but it's for Jordan. But Stan's and he don't care. He's asking how tall Jordan is. So I'm gonna ask Jordan how tall he is. Don't you worry. I will ask how tall he is. No, I'm kidding. I know you meant to say. I know you meant the question for me. So I'm 182, and that is 6 foot and 0, I think, just 6 foot. But 182 centimeters. So yeah, quite a satisfying height. So yeah. Californian Egg Keeper says, I keep acromyrmex. Make sure you overnight ship for fungus survival. Yeah, that's the problem. Right now, due to the whole Brexit, both Ants Davy and Ants Antic are from the UK, so therefore it's really hard to ship overnight due to Brexit, and that's just so much pain. But either way, the problem is Ants Antic, he can ship them, and he has this really cool box. I haven't seen it, it's Ant Antic, so he has to have a cool box. And he can heat them for 36 hours. So 36 hours, and they're heated and they are in a nice state. And Ants Davy, sadly, the problem is none of them can make as far as I know, none of them can make a secure shipment from the UK to Denmark in such a short amount of time, because Brexit makes me have to pay taxes, extra taxes, import fees I think it's called, for the colonies, and therefore they have to stop in the airport or wherever they are, get the import fees while I'm sleeping, so I can't send it, and therefore it's just a really big problem. So that's the big problem about getting the leaf cutters, because, well, the fungus is the big problem, and they need the special care. And due to Brexit, I'm not sure I can get it for them. Now, Stan's Ant asks, how does it feel to be small? Now, right now, I'm a lot taller than you, I'm not gonna lie. This is how tall I am when I finally stand. Normally I'm just crouching when I'm going around my room, so I am actually this tall, not standing on a chair at all. So yeah, when I'm out in public, so now I'm back again on my, yeah. Okay, we have Insect Boy saying 5 feet is actually, or 182 is actually 5 feet and 11 inches. So why did you have to take that away from me? Also, I'm not sure when it goes up to 6 feet. Is it 12? It's so weird, the American system. It's at least for someone who doesn't know it. Ants UK ask, what species do you think I should get next? I currently have Flacius, Snyder, Stressobarbarus, Lasius, Flavus, and Tetramarium caspicum. I'm pretty sure you're on purpose, you said stressor. And not miserable because of all the stressed. That's why I laughed at least. It sounds like you have a lot of these smaller, faster growing species, so I would recommend you get a bit slower species maybe. If you want to go native, Campanodus nicobarensis, no not. If you want to go a European species, I would recommend Campanodus ligniperta or Campanodus herculinus. If you want to go a bit more fun and fast growing, I would recommend Campanodus nicobarensis. They are really fun to have. And insanely fast growing, not gonna lie, I didn't think they would be that fastly growing, but they are. What's your favorite species, ant species? I definitely think my Novomessa cockerelli. They have... My Campanodus herculinus, they have a special place in my heart. My Novomessa cockerelli, they have a special place in my heart. But for the longest time, I've loved my Novomessa cockerelli. The only reason I kind of lost my favorite species for them were that they were dying. They died. Except they didn't die. Right before the queen died, she just said, no, I'm gonna produce a lot more eggs. And well, I think they are my favorite species. They're fun to watch in the outworld. They come out and they're so aggressive to watch, just looking at me. Like Mimisia, they're just going out and looking at me. They're just going around, what's going on? Really fun. So yeah, they're probably my favorite species. Stein says, and UK, if you are waiting for something fast-growing species, yeah, recommend Campanodus nicobarensis. Stein and also say, I love my little icon. It is beautiful. It's not that beautiful over here on the text. It's just weird looking, but on YouTube, beautiful. Beautiful. I love how I said to my brother that we wanted something simple. I wanted something simple, so I had this idea, and it just worked so well. It's such a simple layout. My own logo just simplifies, just in other colors, and it works perfectly. Insects Boy says, by the way, in some places it says 6 foot, and somewhere it says 5'11". I don't understand the US system. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the US system either. Let's just say 6 foot. You know what? Let's say 6'1". For no reason at all. So yeah, gaming only T. Gaming own yeah. Says, hey, my Lasius Niger colony now has 2 workers. When should I introduce them to an outworld? Well, 2 seconds. Just gonna grab one outworld. Boom, 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 boom. Now, this right here haven't been cleaned at all. But what I do is, when I have a test tube, I just take the test tube. These boxes are like, I don't know, really cheap. It's like, I don't know, dollars, under $1, or maybe it's $1, €1, £1. It's really cheap. And I'll just make a hole with a scissor or a step drill or something, and then just make a hole in the top so they can get some air, and then just put the test tube in here. The only thing is, it's a good idea to have a little cork splitter in the test tube. You know, I'm gonna show it all. 2 seconds. Because I actually have quite a lot of this ready as a backup. This is a test tube setup, just a regular test tube, and then you see you have this little cork splitter in here. Now, this is just cork, cork like this. Just cut it out, and then you can put it in the test tube. Now what this does is it gives the colony gives the colony a false security. When they're in this part, they don't feel as vulnerable because, well, they have a little door here. Now if you then were to put this in, this is not the correct size, or maybe it is. It's close to the correct size. If you were to cut this hole correct, you could then put it like here, like this. Now you can feed them in the outworld without disturbing the colony itself. If you don't have this cork splitter, they feel like their entire nest is everything. So it's quite large. So therefore I would recommend that you get this little cork splitter, because then they know that they have to kind of go out of the cork splitter and into the outworld. And you can do that now. As soon as the colony have workers, you can do that. Now if you want to give them a proper outworld, I would say don't spend your money just yet, because it does take half a year after hibernation before they need bigger size than this. Colonies are really not that aggressive, at least not Lasius niger in the beginning stages. So if you have them in here, they're not gonna be escaping. There's no escape prevention, and this worked wonders until 3 months ago or something, when I gave them their first proper outworld. So yeah, don't you can go out and get this now. Oh damn! 2 seconds. Exciting things are happening. Super exciting things. I'm gonna jump on the chair again, because, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new family member. So, the new not family member, sorry. Wait, this family member. Oh no, this is serious business. Ants Norway. Hello to the official second only family member. I can finally update my outro with some new family members and just members. It's amazing. Thank you, Ants Norway, for joining the family member team. I really appreciate that. So thank you and welcome to the team. Now you also need to get on the stream, so I have to do this a little bit more real, because right now I'm just chatting with the other family member, being car case 9 something, medical car case 9. Okay, back to the questions. That was a short answer on. Oh yeah, I missed a question from Brian. Sorry, Brian. What happened to my Camponotus floridanus colony? Just like my Novometa cockerelli, they sadly went down to 1 colony, 1 worker, and then 0 workers. Then the queen actually started producing eggs, and the eggs turned into larvae. Now where we didn't have these workers that maybe ate the, I don't know. When the larvae were just around about to enclosed, when the larvae were just about hatching into pupae, the queen died. So sadly the queen died. How do I join? Well, it should have just next to my name there should be a little member thing where I can join. It's I think it's £2 for the helper and £8 or something like that for the family member. Now I want to share this because I feel like everybody needs to know. My Camponotus floridanus colony lived in a setup like this for quite some time because of this sensor up here. This is a little humidity sensor. It shows the temperature and the humidity. Now the thing about this sensor is you have these small sensory things right here. They're 1 to 2 degrees up and down wrongly measured. Then we have this little thin iron mesh in here. Did I just push it? No, I didn't. And the thing I think caused my colony to have it quite bad is I heated the right side of the nest right here. So when I heated this part of the nest, the heat had to be transferred all the way over here, then up through this metal mesh. Metal takes quite a lot of more heat to heat up, and then coming into this sensor right here. Before the humidity sensor said it is 25 degrees or whatever. So that meant that over here I may have actually had around 29 degrees where the sensor only said 25 in this around this chamber right here. Now this is something that totally makes sense if you think about it, but I didn't really think about it when I got them. And I think that may be why the larvae maybe did not develop properly. They were maybe dried out a little bit too soon because I overheated the nest more than I had to. And that is I think that is mainly the big problem why my Camponotus floridanus colony didn't do too well in the beginning. And just with my Camponotus floridanus, my Novometa cockerelli had the completely same principle. I read the humidity sensor. It was cold. I gave them some more heat. They started dying out. Moved them into a test tube. They did quite a lot better. Didn't know about it at the time, but I think that's because this sensor is just... It's not the answer to... It doesn't show you the true heat or the true value. It's just an indicator, and I took this indicator to being the answer, while I should just have taken it as an indicator. But yeah, I'm also gonna make a lot more. I talk about this in a new video in a video in the future, because although it's just a theory, I think that's I think that is something people should know, because these are amazing, but they are only an indication of how hot it is or how humid it is. You don't put all of your faith into it. That was a little rant. I do still love this product. I will move my Camponotus nicobarensis into this quite soon. So yeah, I have nothing against this. It's just the sensor. You should read the sensor with care. I want to say rant over, so yeah, rant over. Back to the questions. Okay, that's why my Camponotus floridanus colony didn't have it too well. Have you ever kept Pokemomyrmex? Can't spell it. It's okay. No, I have never kept Pokemomyrmex, especially not Pokemomyrmex oxydanibulus. Don't know it either. I forgot this red lid here. The only American species I have is the Floridanus and the Cocorellis. So yeah, and now I only have the Cocorellis. Yeah. Okay. Pokemomyrmex like it hot, and grass seeds. Some tips from Californian Antkeeper. Wait. Are you? I think I recently started following you, actually, California Antkeeper. You recently live fed your Novometa Cocorellia a little bit, I think, in one of your latest videos. That's why I finally decided to subscribe to you. Sorry for not doing it sooner. Yeah, I'm almost sure that is you. So yeah, I'm subscribed to you now. Wasn't back. I subscribed 1 month ago, I think. So yeah, just a little extra for you. Also, if you have heard the Ant Pod, I said in the introduction episode all of the people I followed. I would love to follow more Antkeepers, even though you only make 1 or 2 videos a year, a month, or something. Just if you have a YouTube channel and it's in English, just send it to me, and I will subscribe, because I love seeing more content, and I love being able to get some insight to how you're doing or something like that. So yeah. Now we don't have any questions right here now. We still have 10 viewers after 39 minutes, so that is quite great. Also, I appreciate the support. Yeah, no worries. No worries. I will shout you out in my Novometa Cocorelli video if I remember. That's the big thing. If I remember, nothing bad against you. Just my mind is everywhere, all time, all day, all night. Right now, WaKooshi said the other day, "Have you planned out the next episode on your podcast?" I have part 5, part 6, part 7, part 8, part 9, part 10, part 11, part 12, and part 13. Up to part 13, I have an idea on what the podcast should be about. So yeah, I'm a bit all over the place with my mind. So yeah, if I remember, I will give you a shout out, California Antkeeper. So hopefully it can boost you a little bit. And yeah, I think it's time for you 10 viewers to come with some topics, or else I'll have to figure out some more topics. Perfect question. From Juiced. I'm afraid I'm saying your name wrong. I'm sorry. Juiced Illich. What is your job? I am a 3rd-year apprentice electrician. So I'm out working, pulling some cables, making some more cables. I have, for about a year or so, been on a construction in Copenhagen, where we're building 300 studio apartments for young people. Sorry, I had a little burp. I think that's what it's called. And I have been the main person within the data part of that building. So I've made all the data things and tested it all. So yeah, I'm an apprentice electrician. My apothemous gaster, I never know how to say that. Queen have workers soon, so let's go. Congratulations, my friend. It's always nice hearing that an ant keeper has a queen with new workers soon. Congratulations. I hope it's your first colony, and I hope it will be a successful colony. So yeah, congrats. The Holleufer helper, also known as Ant Holleufer, said, or ask, or say, I have caught too many nigers. Spelled wrong. I spelled it wrong, so YouTube won't delete it. Okay. What do I do? Well, you can. There's two things you can do. I would never release them again because it's too late to release them. I would not do what Ant Canada says he will do to his Campanodus colonies and dig the test tubes down and let them go out. Once captive, in my head, always captive. So what I would do if I were you, you are in the UK, meaning you have a lot of stores around you. I would ask the store, hey, I have 15 niger colonies. Do you want to buy them? Or you could just go on a group saying, hey, I have 15 niger colonies. Do any of you want to buy them? And well, although your price may not be that high, it's still a good money-making way of getting rid of your ants. So yeah. And don't do what your day boy says and make them battle. I would not let them battle. Yeah, just like newbie Ankeeper says, would be cruel. So yeah, my niggers are dying out, but luckily they've got some pupae to replace the workers. I would love to know a little bit more about that. How old are they? How many workers do they have? Because right here now, I know Ant's Hood, he had a massive die-off of his Campanodus nigroborensis colony. In the thousands of die-off. And I think that colony is starting to pick it up again. The thing is that once you have, again, if it's an old colony, the workers naturally die off slowly every day, like Mr. Barber's colony is doing. They have dead workers all day, every day in there. But if the queens stop producing a lot of eggs, if they take a little break, sometimes they take a break, a month break or something, then suddenly you will just lose 1 month worth of old workers without gaining 0 new workers. So yeah, queens may sometimes just take a break, and it may look a lot more serious than it is. It could also be serious, don't get me wrong, but yeah. Stan's Ant has 40 queens with all an average on 5 workers. Well, then you could go to, I don't know, Ant's Dairy, say, hey, I have 40 queens. Or maybe not, I don't know. A company that maybe is sold out on lazy nigers. And say, hey, I have 40 queens. If you could buy 10 for £10. Something like that. I don't know. Just it's an easy way and money-making way of getting rid of them. Because the thing about stores is they would happily buy 40 queens for a price. You could maybe sell 1 queen for more if you go to Facebook and say, hey, £10 for this queen. But then you would be stuck with them a lot longer. So yeah, just an idea if you want to get rid of them in a good way. Okay, so nobody Antkeeper says currently had 7 workers. Now they have 4. They have got 3 pupae, so they should get up to their original size. Yeah, it sounds like maybe they've just had a little break, maybe, or maybe the nanitics died a bit sooner than they expected. The thing to note is the nanitics will die a lot sooner than the normal workers. So if they die, the thing about one of the things, if the second generation of workers dies soon, it's not too good. But it's not too bad if the first generation of workers dies soon, because, well, you'd never know if the queen was well fed or if she got some good wing muscles when she flew out. If she eats the first pile of eggs and produces a new pile of eggs, the new pile of eggs will have even less energy to become an adult worker, meaning they will die even faster. So yeah, the first generation and the founding stage of a colony is in general where there's the most vulnerability, because, well, if the workers die too soon, the queen have a serious problem. WaKooshi have like nothing in stock. So yeah, you could maybe go to WaKooshi. I would be quite impressed if he doesn't have anything in stock. I believe you. But I've heard story of how many he captured last year, so I would be impressed if he haven't captured a lot already. Maybe he's just waiting to sell them with workers, as he can sell them a bit higher price. I don't know. Stanzan, would you be willing to ship them legally to the US? Isn't it like impossible to ship ants to the US legally? I don't know. All I know is it's really hard. So yeah. If you were to send ants to US, I would once again do it through a store. Again, it would be a lot more safe to do it through a store because a store mostly know what they're doing. Whereas if you go out and send some ants and you think you've done it correct, but you haven't done it correct, you may be in serious problems. And I mean like a big fine of problems. So yeah. Yeah, I think it was just the nanitics dying off. The queen have 3 pupae and a decent batch of eggs. That's nice news. Sounds like they're not dying, so yeah, that's the most important part. If your workers die, it's not too bad if they have brood. It's just when the workers die and they don't have brood. That's also with my Floridanus colony. I wasn't too worried that they ate the brood. I was really worried when the workers died and they didn't have any brood, so yeah. Maybe you could like 5, but do it legally ship them. Yeah, not sure, yeah. Either way stands, and the more you wait, even though these ant shops captures maybe 2,000 Glacius Niger queens, they just get bought so fast that probably in winter in hibernation you would probably find a few of the big stores needing these queens, or not needing, but wanting to buy them off you. So yeah. Now 7 people remaining at the moment. 48 minutes of stream, actually 50 because we started a bit early. And I must say, from all the stress I had starting the stream, everything has worked pretty smoothly. So that's really nice, because for those, well, I don't know what my stream is actually doing. I've been able to, oh, okay, no, nothing. Let's just get this chat back up again. There we go. Also, thanks for the new subscriber who have subscribed. Amazing. Yeah, before the stream started, it was just problems all over the place. I also said this in the intro or in the start of the stream. I moved from all my files from one part of the computer to another part of the computer because of space reasons. And holy moly, everything was completely screwed up in my Streamlabs OBS. My streaming software. Nothing worked at all, and instead of relaxing for the first 30 minutes of preparing for the stream, it was an insane amount of stress. What's your favorite ant species or dream species? That's hard. Of course, leaf cutters are probably the dream species, but favorite ant. I talked with the family member medical car case 2 weeks ago, I think, about Memesia, and we just sat down and chatted about them for around an hour, and I sat and looked at the pictures, and I just fell in love with Memesia all over again. And now today I've recorded a podcast all about Memesia, mainly just due to me talking with medical car case about Memesia, and they're so cool. They're such an insanely interesting species to watch and hear about. Due to them not having a social stomach, whenever they go out and feed, they can apparently lay eggs. The normal workers can lay eggs purely filled up with protein. So instead of a worker going out, getting some food, putting it in the social stomach, they can take the food inside the nest. But then they can also just, hey larvae, are you hungry? Let me just pull out an egg for you. Here you have an egg, eat that. And the larvae will eat the egg because it's a protein egg. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. Yeah, so yeah, Memesia, probably my favorite ant species, and my dream species is, well, Memesia plus leafcutters. So yeah, if you could only watch one YouTuber for a week, who would it be? Now that's a really weird, or not weird, it's a good question. Not really ant related, but it's a good question. It's a hard question actually, because I follow so many different YouTubers. I think somebody like MKBHD, he's a YouTuber who just does tech videos. He's super interesting to hear about all his crazy. He's a super interesting YouTuber. But if you're not interested in the product he's showing off, his videos are quite long. So I'm just gonna look through my subscribers, or the people I'm subscribed to, really quick to see if there's anyone who just stands out. Yeah. Anyone in particular? I think there are so many great YouTubers, but only watching one of them. It's a hard one. It's again, I have a lot of Chain Bear. He's a Formula 1 YouTuber. Crazy interesting. He has some really nice thoughts. Captain Disillusion. He's just saying why all weird videos are fake. Or maybe it will maybe be Colin First. He's Colin First. He's just insane. Your hair looks so nice at the moment. Thank you. Maybe if I do this, it's even better. Maybe if I do. Yeah, I've been streaming for too long. So yeah, maybe Colin First. Really insanely funny YouTuber. Although he doesn't upload too much. Do you know why Ant Australia changed his name? Well, good question. I'm gonna be interviewing him next week. So I'm gonna get a long answer right there. But as far as I can read on his Instagram, it is due to him. He's a bit locked in the ants part of Ant Australia, and therefore he got a bit out of the what is it called, the ant keeping community and all of this, and was mainly just focusing on his store a little bit. But I think he just wanted to go back to recording ants, and when he's recording ants, he also wants to record birds and records all animals. So I think it's just mainly want to be a nature documentary rather than ant keeping documentary kind of videos, and therefore it changed his name from Ant Australia to Jordan Dean, because well, then he doesn't have to necessarily do the whole ant thing. So yeah. Also, since that happened, he's also given his change, so he's not the store owner longer. He's now an ambassador for the store. The store Ant Australia. I don't know. I'm gonna ask him next week. So yeah, I'm excited to do that interview. Now Ants Norway, you are actually now a family member, so you're also invited to that little podcast. I'm gonna ask Jordan if it's okay. We have the family members listening. It was earlier today when I did my last podcast live. So yeah, you're invited 7 a.m. next Sunday. We're gonna be making the podcast with Jordan Dean, the man behind Ant Australia. Of course, you're not answering or saying anything. You're just listening, and then we're talking before and after. So yeah, if you're interested in that, of course, again, I have to get the approval from Mr. Dean, Jordan Dean. Have you enjoyed ant keeping WhatsApp? I don't even know what WhatsApp is. I know it's an app, and you can talk. And that's all I know about WhatsApp. I don't know anything about it. So no, I have not joined that. He's the guy with the tunnel. Yeah, I can't wait to see his next video on the tunnel. Yeah, Mark Rober, he's also really cool. Yeah, although I think his newer videos are a bit too, I don't know, it's because just now this kid has cancer. So it's all of these feel-good stories, and I like a good feel-good story. But his last videos are just a little bit too much of this feel-good for one person. Because even though this one kid with cancer is of course sad, but even though he uses thousands and thousands of dollars on this one kid, and there's still so many. This sounds too wrong. It's not meant in a hateful way. I just think I love his science videos, but these feel-good videos, I think it's just a little bit too much feel good for me. It's a bit yeah, I don't know, a bit weird. I like them, but it's I would much rather see him getting a package bomb on some jerk. So yeah. Yeah, Ants Norway. It's so funny seeing all of these member logos out of nowhere. It's amazing. Thank you all for joining the members. So yeah, that is another thing. Although this is recorded to also become a podcast, hopefully if everything works out. But yeah, I'm gonna for the future I will try to invite the family members to join the podcast recordings, just to chat before the podcast and after the podcast, with both the people we're interviewing and myself, of course. So yeah, but not doing the podcast; they will just be listening to the live part. But yeah, it's getting towards the end of the stream now. I'm feeling, because I mean we still have 10 people right here. What is the ants from England asked? What is the hardest species to keep for you personally? I'm just looking at the different colonies, thinking, because most of them they have kind of their own problems. It's hard for me to clean the Myrmica setup. I can't really go in and scoop out the trash. They have so much trash and I can't really get it out because there's so many workers, and I don't want them to sting me. But they're not hard to keep, just hard to clean. My Formica fusca, they're probably entering the preparation for hibernation, but they're not progressing at all. They're just standing still. Not hard to keep, but they're not growing. So I think the hardest colony to keep with a good heart is probably something like Lasius niger or Lasius flavus, when I had to move them because they don't want to move and they just sit in this moldy test tube without moving, and you just force them to move and they don't want to move. Then you put light on them, then you do one thing, another thing, and at last, because you can see the colony struggling, you have to take them and just pour them out in the outworld. Not fun at all, but I have had to do that twice with my Lasius flavus and I hate it. But they don't want to move because they're so goddamn stubborn. So I have to put them into the outworld. And I have to manually try to go in and grab the queen because everything is starting to drown because they're not moving and the cotton ball is becoming bad. So, yeah. Stubborn species like flavus, at least my flavus, is quite hard to keep because you don't want to be aggressive or mean towards them, but sometimes you have to be mean. How the nobody and Keeper ask, how is the Metabarbarous colony doing in the new setup? I don't know why I read that so weird. I mean, you can just get a little glimpse. Let's just get a little glimpse for you all. So this is the setup. Since last episode, nothing has changed. The thing is, if we go, can I get this a little bit longer? Just get a little. Hey, how you doing? Can I get this a little bit longer? Let's just see really quick. Did I strip it down? Oh no, what did I do? My cable management right here, I can't get it any longer. Okay. This is the professional podcast. So if we just get the microphone right here and then show the setup, as you can see, the problem is that on the left side, I think it's the left side. It's the left side in real life. We have quite a lot of trash. Now this whole trash pile is alive. So it's quite hard for me to go in and grab that trash. Now this is by no means a new thing because it's the same problem I had in the old setup. Now if we go to I don't know why I'm doing this. They are enjoying the new setup, but I have to feed them water through cotton because I don't have a big water tube for them. So therefore I give them water in the massive test tube. But then they also need more water, so I feed them water in cotton balls, and then when the cotton balls are dry enough, they rip them apart. But they're doing great. Right now they're for once not that active. Normally they're insanely active. I just know normally I can show TikTok really quick on my Danish TikTok channel that I don't really upload on anymore. No, just give me a second, give me a second. Don't you worry, this is clearly professional. Can you see? Sometimes they go insanely crazy. This is the last time I fed them. I'm gonna try to record this for my next YouTube video. I don't really feed them that much protein, but last time they went so insane after only about, it takes around 5 hours for them to go this crazy because they don't just want to go crazy straight away. But after a few hours, they tend to go completely crazy. So yeah. Have you been bitten by mesomajors yet? And yes, does it hurt? Yeah, I have been bitten by them a few times. It doesn't really hurt. It just gives you this shock. Hello to Fars. So just joined. It gives you a little bit of a shock because whenever I'm cleaning them, they're all over my hands and I have to like do this because when I do this, my hand goes boom, and that kind of, when I just have it solid, then when I go do, the ants then go pew, and that's how I get them off my hand. The problem is sometimes a major just goes around, just bites you, and the thing about it, you just get, whoa, what's this? And then you look at the major, it's just like, major, could you please not? It doesn't hurt, but you just get a big shock when it happens. So yeah, it doesn't really hurt. It's just yeah. Air AC Plus ask or says, hey Holleufer, just joined. So if you already answered this, how is your latest nitro experiment going? Very interesting experiment. Very interested in that experiment. It's not going too good. And I'm just thinking if I can show it. I mean, I can show it because I'm such a professional YouTuber that everything is planned out. So we just take a. So once again, we're going live on this stream. Just gonna move you over here. So hello. So just putting the microphone here. Now I have no idea what you're looking at. Down here is the experiment. We have sadly lost one queen. Just gonna go away. Just gonna go to them. We have sadly lost one queen in the dark. And today I found another queen being dead. Although this queen had workers, the dark queen did not have workers. Again, I really don't know why I'm doing this with this whole moving around. I would really not recommend in the future having people found their colonies in the nest, because I water the nest, then there comes a little bit of water inside the nest and the queen goes insane. Then I try to water the nest a bit less. Then another colony eats all her eggs because the nest is too dry. Then I try to water it again and now all my nest colonies don't have eggs. And most of my test tube colonies are doing great. So yeah, I definitely would not recommend having them in a nest from the get-go. I must say, light versus no light, can't see a difference yet. Heat versus no heat, can't see a difference yet. Test tube versus nest, massive difference. So yeah. Although one of the queens died today, it's really sad actually. I still have both queens, I think. Don't ask me why I have the queens. Just been a little bit lazy, not gonna lie. This is the queen that I just found being dead. So yeah, she is filled up with fungi. She was in the dark, I just looked at her and she was filled up with fungi. The next queen right here. Now, did this queen die because because she was in the light and she got stressed? I don't know. As you can see, we have the queen right here. Can we get some focus? We cannot. The queen is on her back, but she does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 workers, a nice pile of eggs, a nice pile of larvae, and some pupae. So it's really sad. Did she die of stress because she was in the light? Or did she just die because, well, she died? Or did she die? Both of these queens were heated. Did they die due to the heat? We don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. So that's just the thing. That's just the thing about this experiment. It's such a big experiment that it's hard to take any conclusions. But it's really easy for me to say, don't use a nest. If you want to use a nest, don't. Not before the first workers have arrived. Not before you have a secondary way of feeding them liquid and and giving them humidity. So Yeah, my voice just completely died. Okay. Getting towards the end of the stream, not gonna lie. Okay. Do you know if you ever want to do a live stream with someone? I'm always down. Yes, thanks, and I am. Don't you worry, you will be on the podcast, so don't worry. I don't think, I'm not sure I'll do that many live streams. I like the idea of doing the live stream with Antscapes. The problem is just now I've changed from my live stream to these podcasts, and I really enjoy doing these podcasts, so I will rather do a podcast with somebody than getting a live stream with the person. So yeah, that's also why there's not really any live streams on the channel. It's been around 2 months ago since the last stream, I'm guessing. Do you have a leafcutter colony? Nope, I have a setup. I have 2 people who wants to give me a colony, and I also have a person who wants to help give me well, I don't want to say I have 2 people that wants to give me. I have 2 persons. I have Ant Davy and Antic, where I can purchase a leafcutter colony, and I have WaKooshi, who's in the designing of a leafcutter setup. Due to my setup not being the correct setup, I don't want to get a colony and put them in that setup, because, well, I don't think the setup is probably good for them, so I'll make a video on that in the future. But yeah, I'm waiting for WaKooshi to make a leafcutter setup before I'm getting a leafcutter colony now, so yeah. By the way, that question was from Keto MC. Revolves, the person from before, can't read your name, sorry. Very interesting science about the queens. I have a few wild Coordinations Niger, haven't noticed a light versus no light difference either. No, I don't think there's gonna be any difference. So yeah. Have you ever kept Camponotus and Nicobarensis? I would not say have I ever kept, because I am keeping one. Yeah. Update on them in around 3. It's lagging. Oh no. Oh no. We're lagging. God damn it, internet. Could work better. I'm all sad now. I have a little thing saying 36 is bad, so that may be why it's lagging. Is it still lagging? Please let me know. Is it still lagging? I'll just do a quick speed test. Just gonna do a speed test. Let's just do the speed test publicly. Speed test. Let's see. What do the speed tests say? Is it good? Is it bad? Download is 41. That is not too good for my standards. But the thing is upload. What does the upload say? It says, ladies and gentlemen, please be done. Oh, that's high. It's not high. It's dropping down. It's 10. It should be. It's lagging. I don't know. It's lagging. But we are getting close to the end. So hello to Sweat. Welcome to the stream. I'm sadly ending it now, pretty soon. But yeah, I have kept Camponotus nicobarensis, and it's lagging only the screen. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's maybe because I've moved it all around a bit too much. But yeah, I'm keeping them, and I'm planning on making an update on them in 3 weeks or something, right when hibernation starts. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream now. We've been streaming for 1 hour and 13 minutes. 13. So yeah, if you want to say any final things, it's now the time to do, because I'm ending it in 5 minutes or something. So yeah, any final words from anyone? Hey man, I'm going to head out now. Enjoy the rest of the stream. I just say I'm ending the stream and you don't even want to be here for the end of the stream. Not approved. But then again, you are a helper, so I approve. It's okay, Mr. Stan. You can just leave. I will miss you greatly. And I will miss seeing your black logo on the stream. For anyone just joining, because I just saw the viewers popped up a little bit, we're ending the stream. So we're taking final questions. And if we don't have any final questions, that is just how it is. It was a great stream today. I was really scared when we started because of everything just not working. So yeah, I'm glad everything worked out, because when I started, it did not seem like it would work out. That boy asked, what's your trick to help you not to worry about your queen ants? Get more queen ants. I don't know. I've been really busy with life and recording videos and recording podcasts, and that's really good to get me stands, and it's great that you will stay the last 5 minutes. Greatly appreciated. But yeah, it's I think it's just due to me having so many colonies and using so much time on editing and whatnot. That's what just keeps me away from them, because as soon as I don't want to edit or don't want to record or anything, I'm just looking at them, and 5 minutes later I want to look at them again. So yeah, welcome back, George. I'm about to leave. I'm about to end the stream, but welcome back. How long does it take for a mesa to move from test tube to nest? I'd say around they need around 20 to 40 workers at least before moving them, maybe even like 50 workers. The thing is also they need to store seeds in the test tube, but they can't really store seeds, so it may be good to move them quite early, just because that they can have a seed chamber in a dry area and the pile of brood in the humid area. Science asks a strange question. Where did you get your hoodie? I like the look of it. This is from my old school. I went in Danish school. We have 9th grade, and then we have 10th grade afterwards on another school. And this is actually from that school. So it's from 2016 to 2017. That's when I were in 10th grade. And actually right here it has Mr. Holleufer written, because that was not my nickname because I didn't have any friends, but I gave myself that nickname. So yeah. Damn. Please don't end the stream. I love your stream. Not gonna lie. Hello, Seno. But yeah, George, I am sadly going to end the stream now. So yeah, hello, Seno. You also just joined for the end. Thank you all for joining. 1 hour and 18 minutes, something like that. Nice, good stream. It's now hot in here. My hoodie it's really hot having this hoodie on. These lights up here, so goddamn hot. Everything is hot in here, except me. Just kidding. What's the best way to move your ants out of a test tube? Not with heat, with light, and nothing else. Mesa species generally like heat, so maybe you can heat up the new nest just a little bit to see if that works. That worked with my old colony, so yeah. Don't use heat. I would never recommend using heat, so yeah. And you won't forget the colony. That's good to hear, George. I will remember the colony, so don't you? Yeah. But yeah, we have reached the end of the stream, so it's been amazing. Yeah, it's sad you just joined too late, so no, I'm too sad. But I will release this as a podcast, and some of you are maybe hearing this right now as a podcast. Hello for you, podcast listeners. A little bit of what are we saying? ASMR for you. So yeah, hello. But yeah, we have goodbyes from Foss. We have goodbyes from Gecko. We have goodbyes from that Stan's Ant. My fiance says I'm the hottest person I know. Yeah, it's because it's really hot in here. So yeah. Norway Ant says, have a good day and get some rest. Yeah, tomorrow I have to get up at 4:40 a.m. Get to work at 6 a.m. Then I have to be at work to 2:30 p.m. And then I have to work overtime to around 5 p.m. So it will be a good long 12-hour shift. I can't wait to die tomorrow afternoon. If you weren't hot, you wouldn't have a fiance. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what to react. But yeah, goodbye from Ants England. Also bye from George and bye from Insect Boy. Yeah, finally I'm gonna end the stream. So yeah, I'm gonna find the end button. Where is the end button? I think it's in here, and then in here. And yeah, I have my cursor on the end button. Thank you all for joining. It's been amazing having this good long chat. And yeah, see you next Sunday where I will show all of my ant colonies. It's a good video. I can't wait to share it because I used some extra time on the recording part just for fun, and yeah, it worked quite nice. One last question, what's your job, if I may ask? I'm an electrician, George. At least I answered that earlier today and you weren't here, so yeah. Keto MS also says bye, and once again bye to Gecko. So I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you all for joining the stream. I'm gonna do my Ant Holleufer bye, so bye. And I'm gonna go over towards the end stream button, and whenever I press it, it's a little bit behind. So I'm gonna count down from 10 and just end the stream. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ending the stream now.